Good morning. I'm Mike Salata, Director of the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management's New Orleans office. Welcome to BOEM's live stream broadcast of Gulf of Mexico Lease Sale 253. This is the 129th federal offshore oil and gas lease sale to be held for the Gulf of Mexico. If you are viewing the sale from the BOEM website, please note that in the event of any broadcast difficulties, you can view the sale directly at livestream.com. The URL is livestream.com/BOEMGOMR. We are pleased to conduct today's sale using live stream technology to reach a broader audience, to more effectively share information and at the same time save taxpayer money. Live streaming the sale allows us to increase transparency and public access by providing the opportunity for anyone, anywhere, to easily view our sale day process. In today's sale, you will witness the actual opening of all the sealed bids that have been submitted. After all the bids have been read and tabulated, we will announce the total of the apparent high bids. While reading the bids, we will read the area and block number of the tract and the number of bids received. For each bid, we will read the name of the company submitting the bid and the amount of the bonus bid submitted. Now we will proceed with the sale. With me today to open the sealed bids are Tatiana Williams and Trishara Matthews of BOEM's New Orleans office. In this sale, we are opening bids submitted in response to the offering of approximately 78 million acres in the western, central, and eastern Gulf of Mexico planning areas, including both shallow and deepwater prospects off the coast of Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida. This is also the fifth Gulf of Mexico lease sale to be conducted in the current 2017 through 2022 National OCS Oil and Gas Leasing Program. It is being conducted under the provisions of the OCS Lands Act as set forth in the final notice of sale for Lease Sale 253, which was published in the Federal Register on July 19, 2019, and can be found on our website at boem.gov/SALE-253. High bidders from today's sale may download their electronic funds transfer report from the BOEM website shortly after we complete the sale. The EFT report link can be found on the page you are currently viewing through the BOEM website or by going to our General Sale 253 webpage. That report summarizes the amount of high bid deposit which must be transmitted to BOEM via EFT no later than 1 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow, Thursday, August 22nd. After all the bids have been read, we will have a short pause in our broadcast to tally the bids. We will return to announce the totals for sale 253. These totals, as well as other more detailed sales statistics, will be posted to the BOEM website later today. For Gulf of Mexico OCS Lease Sale 253, BOEM received 165 bids on 151 tracts from 23 companies. Money received from OCS leases, including high bids, rental payments, and royalty payments, are directed to the U.S. Treasury, Gulf Coast states, the Land and Water Conservation Fund, and Historic Preservation Fund. Today, we are honored to have Dr. Andrea Trebnick, the Deputy Assistant Secretary for Land and Minerals Management, to assist in the reading of the bids. Dr. Trebnick, please join me at the podium.
Thanks, Mike. It is my great pleasure to be here today in New Orleans for the sale, and thanks to all who are tuning in to the live stream broadcast. Domestic offshore production plays a vital role in President Trump's vision for energy security for the 21st century. With today's sale, we will continue to move forward in expanding safe and responsible development of our offshore domestic energy resources. Today, we offer 78 million acres in the Gulf of Mexico. This administration will continue to make millions of acres of federal waters available to help increase production and reduce dependence on foreign oil. By embracing our ample natural resources, expediting permitting, and completing robust environmental and safety reviews, we can realize the potential to strengthen our country through increased national security, job creation, and revenues for the American people. The Gulf of Mexico is clearly the crown jewel of the U.S. outer continental shelf and will continue as such, with new technology making the promising deep water areas more accessible. We will also continue to ensure that the taxpayers receive a fair return by implementing lease terms that encourage the diligent development of these areas. I look forward to today's sale, knowing that many of the leases issued from this sale will provide energy for our nation's security for years to come. Now, I know we are all anxious to begin the business of why we tuned in today, so let's start reading some of the bids. First area, Sabine Pass, Block 40, one bid. Renaissance Offshore, LLC, $29,018. Again, Sabine Pass, Block 14, one bid. Renaissance Offshore, LLC, $131,150. East Breaks area, Block 545, one bid. It's going to Total EAP USA Inc., $1,242,207. I think we're still in the same area, East Breaks. Block 546, one bid. Company name, Total ENP USA Inc., for the amount of $2,101,207. We continue in the East Breaks area. Block 607, one bid. Company name, Equinor Gulf of Mexico, LLC, for $627,776. Again, East Breaks area, Block 648 for one bid. Equinor Gulf of Mexico, LLC, $627,776. East Breaks area, Block 649, one bid. Equinor Gulf of Mexico, LLC, $627,776. East Breaks, Block 650, one bid. Equinor Gulf of Mexico, LLC, $627,776. East Breaks, Block 651, one bid. Equinor Gulf of Mexico, LLC, $627,776. East Breaks, Block 655, one bid. BHP Billiton Petroleum Deepwater Inc. for $1,510,319. And we'll ask for Mike to come back up. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you. All right, still in East Breaks. East Breaks Block 656, one bid. BHP Billiton Petroleum Deepwater Inc., $1,510,319. East Breaks Block 692, one bid. Equinor Gulf of Mexico LLC, $627,776. East Breaks Block 693, one bid. Equinor Gulf of Mexico LLC, $627,776. East Breaks Block 694, one bid. Equinor Gulf of Mexico LLC, $627,776. East Breaks Block 701, one bid. BHP Billiton Petroleum Deepwater Inc., $576,000. East Breaks Block 820, one bid. Equinor Gulf of Mexico LLC, $627,776. East Breaks Block 863, one bid. Equinor Gulf of Mexico LLC, $627,776. East Breaks Block 864, one bid. Equinor Gulf of Mexico LLC, $627,776. East Breaks Block 907, one bid. Equinor Gulf of Mexico LLC, $627,776. East Breaks Block 908, one bid. Equinor Gulf of Mexico LLC, $1,107,776. East Breaks Block 952, one bid. Equinor Gulf of Mexico LLC, $1,107,776. Garden Banks area. Garden Banks Block 500, one bid. It's a joint bid. Cosmos Energy Gulf of Mexico Operations LLC and BP Exploration and Production Inc. for $601,716. Garden Banks Block 535, one bid. It's a joint bid. Cosmos Energy Gulf of Mexico Operations LLC, BP Exploration and Production Inc., $621,716. Garden Banks Block 574, one bid. BHP Billiton Petroleum Deepwater Inc., $1,510,319. Garden Banks Block 575, one bid. BHP Billiton Petroleum Deepwater Inc., $910,319. Garden Banks Block 619, one bid. BHP Billiton Petroleum Deepwater Inc., $910,319. Garden Banks Block 630, one bid. BHP Billiton Petroleum Deepwater Inc., $576,000. Garden Banks Block 672, one bid. BHP Billiton Petroleum Deepwater Inc., $670,319. Garden Banks Block 676, one bid. BHP Billiton Petroleum Deepwater Inc., $850,319. Garden Banks Block 677, one bid. BHP Billiton Petroleum Deepwater Inc., $1,550,319. Garden Banks Block 716, one bid. BHP Billiton Petroleum Deepwater Inc., $1,310,319. Garden Banks Block 760, one bid. BHP Billiton Petroleum Deepwater Inc., $750,319. Garden Banks Block 762, one bid. BHP Billiton Petroleum Deepwater Inc., $910,319. Garden Banks Block 805, one bid. BHP Billiton Petroleum Deepwater Inc., $576,000. Garden Banks Block 806, one bid. BHP Billiton Petroleum Deepwater Inc., $910,319. Garden Banks Block 851, one bid. BHP Billiton Petroleum Deepwater Inc., $910,319. Garden Banks Block 852, one bid. BHP Billiton Petroleum Deepwater Inc., $910,319. Garden Banks Block 895, one bid. BHP Billiton Petroleum Deepwater Inc., $576,000. Alaminos Canyon. Alaminos Canyon Block 31, one bid. Equinor Gulf of Mexico LLC, $911,776. Alaminos Canyon Block 75, one bid. Equinor Gulf of Mexico LLC, $911,776. Alaminos Canyon Block 76, one bid. Equinor Gulf of Mexico LLC, $809,776. Alaminos Canyon Block 196, one bid. Equinor Gulf of Mexico LLC, $627,776. Alaminos Canyon Block 191, Alaminos Canyon Block 197, one bid. Equinor Gulf of Mexico LLC, $627,776. Alaminos Canyon Block 340, one bid. Shell Offshore Inc., $1,201,004. Alaminos Canyon Block 341, one bid. Shell Offshore Inc., $5,601,004. Alaminos Canyon Block 557, one bid. Chevron USA Inc., $814,018. Alaminos Canyon Block 601, one bid. Chevron USA Inc., $2,173,018. Keithley Canyon. Keithley Canyon Block 729, one bid. This is a joint bid, Log Exploration Offshore LLC and Repsol E&P USA Inc., $721,899. Keithley Canyon Block 730, one bid. This is a joint bid, Log Exploration Offshore LLC and Repsol E&P USA Inc., $885,999. Keithley Canyon Block 778, one bid. Anadarko U.S. Offshore LLC, $705,505. Keithley Canyon Block 779, two bids. The first bid is a joint bid, Log Exploration Offshore LLC and Repsol E&P USA Inc. for $2,244,888. Second bid, Anadarko U.S. Offshore LLC, $4,201,505. Keithley Canyon Block 780, two bids. The first bid is a joint bid, Log Exploration Offshore LLC and Repsol E&P USA Inc., $1,254,796. Second bid, Anadarko U.S. Offshore LLC, $1,801,505. Keithley Canyon Block 787, one bid. Anadarko U.S. Offshore LLC, $705,505. Keithley Canyon Block 824, two bids. The first bid is a joint bid, Log Exploration Offshore LLC and Repsol E&P USA Inc. for $1,444,567. Second bid, Anadarko US Offshore LLC, $2,101,505. Keithley Canyon, Block 831, one bid. Anadarko US Offshore LLC, $705,505. Eugene Island area, Eugene Island, Block 217, one bid. Arena Energy LP, $151,125. Eugene Island Block 219, one bid. Juno Oil and Gas LLC, $175,777. Eugene Island Block 227, one bid. Arena Energy LP, $227,125. Eugene Island Area South Edition, Eugene Island South Edition Block 284, one bid. Juno Oil and Gas LLC, $214,777. Eugene Island South Edition Block 286, one bid. Juno Oil and Gas LLC, $125,777. Eugene Island South Edition Block 287, one bid. Juno Oil and Gas LLC, $125,777. Eugene Island South Edition Block 323, one bid. Juno Oil and Gas LLC, $214,777. Eugene Island South Edition Block 326, one bid. Juno Oil and Gas LLC, $125,777. Eugene Island South Edition Block 352, one bid. Juno Oil and Gas LLC, $125,777. Eugene Island South Edition Block 355, one bid. Juno Oil and Gas LLC, $214,777. Ship Shoal Area South Edition. Ship Shoal South Edition Block 332, one bid. W&T Offshore Inc., $152,000. Ship Shoal South Edition Block 367, one bid. W&T Offshore Inc., $125,000. Grand Isle area, Grand Isle Block 45, one bid. Juno Oil and Gas LLC, $357,777. Main Pass area, Main Pass Block 44, one bid. Focus Exploration LLC, $71,711. Main Pass Block 58, one bid. Antium LLC, $62,450. The Oscar Knoll. The Oscar Knoll Block 772, one bid. Hess Corporation, $34,989. Ewing Bank. Ewing Bank Block 702, one bid. Walter Oil and Gas Corporation, $130,139. Ewing Bank Block 744, one bid. This is a joint bid. GOM 1271 LLC, Houston Energy LP, Red Willow Offshore LLC for $126,500. Ewing Bank Block 911, one bid. Walter Oil and Gas Corporation, $185,411. Ewing Bank Block 953, one bid. Walter Oil and Gas Corporation, $150,214. Ewing Bank Block 955, one bid. Walter Oil and Gas Corporation, $185,112. Mississippi Canyon Block 40, one bid. Talos Energy Offshore LLC, $802,599. Mississippi Canyon Block 69, one bid. The joint bid, Talos Resources LLC, Houston Energy LP, Red Willow Offshore LLC for $602,599. We're halfway through the sale. Mississippi Canyon Block 253, four bids. First bid by Shell Offshore Inc., $836,004. Second bid by Fieldwood Energy LLC, $589,000. Third bid, Chevron USA Inc., $829,015. Fourth bid, Cosmos Energy Gulf of Mexico Operations LLC, $601,716. Mississippi Canyon Block 298, one bid. Interdaco US Offshore LLC, $1,505,000. Mississippi Canyon Block 335, one bid. Chevron USA Inc., $608,021. Mississippi Canyon Block 340, one bid. Log Exploration Offshore LLC, $743,347. Mississippi Canyon Block 375, one bid. NVen Energy Ventures LLC, $589,000. Mississippi Canyon Block 435, one bid. Fieldwood Energy LLC, $585,000. Mississippi Canyon Block 436, one bid. Fieldwood Energy LLC, $585,000. Mississippi Canyon Block 455, one bid. Chevron USA Inc., $631,321. Mississippi Canyon Block 456, one bid. Chevron USA Inc., $631,321. Mississippi Canyon Block 683, one bid. Hess Corporation, $1,851,989. Mississippi Canyon Block 689, one bid. BP Exploration and Production Inc., $615,224. Mississippi Canyon Block 715, one bid. BP Exploration and Production Inc., $615,224. Mississippi Canyon Block 716, one bid. BP Exploration and Production Inc., $865,224. Mississippi Canyon Block 727, one bid, Hess Corporation, $3,101,989. Mississippi Canyon Block 732, one bid, BP Exploration and Production, Inc., $615,224. Mississippi Canyon Block 758, two bids. First bid, Equinor Gulf of Mexico LLC, $1,205,676. Second bid, BP Exploration and Production, Inc., $615,224. Mississippi Canyon Block 798, one bid. Chevron USA, Inc., $1,268,018. Mississippi Canyon Block 842, one bid. Chevron USA, Inc., $814,018. Mississippi Canyon Block 855, one bid. Shell Offshore, Inc., $801,004. Mississippi Canyon Block 893, two bids. First bid, Shell Offshore, Inc., $651,004. Second bid, Chevron USA, Inc., $958,018. Mississippi Canyon Block 925, one bid, BP Exploration and Production, Inc., $715,224. Mississippi Canyon Block 926, one bid, BP Exploration and Production, Inc., $1,125,224. Mississippi Canyon Block 937, two bids. First bid, Shell Offshore, Inc., $3,101,004. Second bid, Chevron USA, Inc., $6,710,012. Mississippi Canyon Block 938, two bids. First bid, Chevron USA, Inc., $2,170,018. Second bid, Shell Offshore, Inc., $1,601,004. Mississippi Canyon Block 969, one bid. BP Exploration and Production, Inc., $615,224. Mississippi Canyon Block 970, one bid. BP Exploration and Production, Inc., $615,224. Mississippi Canyon Block 981, two bids. First bid, Chevron USA, Inc., $1,835,018. Second bid, Shell Offshore, Inc., $651,004. Now in the DeSoto Canyon area, DeSoto Canyon Block 356, one bid. Cosmos Energy Gulf of Mexico Operations LLC, $651,716. DeSoto Canyon Block 578, one bid. Shell Offshore, Inc., $976,004. DeSoto Canyon Block 621, two bids. First bid, Shell Offshore, Inc., $976,004. Second bid, BP Exploration and Production, Inc., $615,224. DeSoto Canyon Block 623, one bid. Shell Offshore, Inc., $976,004. DeSoto Canyon Block 666, 2 bids. First bid, Shell Offshore Inc., $751,004. Second bid, BP Exploration and Production Inc., $850,224. 3/4 of the way through the bid reading. DeSoto Canyon Block 706, 1 bid. Chevron USA Inc., $829,015. DeSoto Canyon Block 982, 1 bid. BP Exploration and Production Inc., $875,224. Green Canyon Block 71, 1 bid. Hess Corporation, $2,101,989. Green Canyon Block 115, 1 bid. Hess Corporation, $627,989. Green Canyon Block 124, 1 bid. BHP Billiton Petroleum Deepwater Inc., $22,510,319. Green Canyon Block 153, 1 bid. Fieldwood Energy LLC, $601,000. Green Canyon Block 159, 1 bid. Hess Corporation, $585,989. Green Canyon Block 168, 1 bid. BHP Billiton Petroleum Deepwater Inc., $1,910,319. Green Canyon Block 235, 1 bid. Talos Energy Offshore LLC, $802,599. Green Canyon Block 249, 1 bid. Enven Energy Ventures LLC, $589,000. Green Canyon Block 284, 1 bid. Total E&P USA Inc., $900,207. Green Canyon Block 328, 1 bid. Total E&P USA Inc., $701,207. Green Canyon Block 392, 2 bids. First bid, Anadarko U.S. Offshore LLC, $607,505. Second bid, Hess Corporation, $585,989. Green Canyon Block 522, 1 bid. This is a joint bid. Murphy Exploration and Production Company USA, Ridgewood Energy Corporation, for a total of $604,418. Green Canyon Block 637, 1 bid. Chevron USA Inc., $631,321. In Atwater Valley Block 400, 1 bid. BP Exploration and Production Inc., $875,224. Atwater Valley Block 401, 1 bid. BP Exploration and Production Inc., $1,125,224. Atwater Valley Block 442, 1 bid. Enven Energy Ventures LLC, $589,000. Atwater Valley Block 445, 1 bid. BP Exploration and Production Inc., $875,224. Atwater Valley Block 486, 1 bid. NVen Energy Ventures LLC for $589,000. Atwater Valley Block 530, one bid. NVen Energy Ventures LLC, $589,000. Lloyd Ridge Block 16, one bid. BP Exploration and Production Inc., $615,224. Lloyd Ridge Block 59, one bid. BP Exploration and Production Inc., $615,224. At 90% of the bids, we have Lloyd Ridge Block 105, one bid. BP Exploration and Production Inc., $615,224. Lloyd Ridge Block 106, one bid. BP Exploration and Production Inc., $615,224. Lloyd Ridge Block 149, one bid. BP Exploration and Production Inc., $615,224. Lloyd Ridge Block 150, one bid. BP Exploration and Production Inc., $615,224. Walker Ridge Block 20, one bid. Cosmos Energy Gulf of Mexico Operations LLC, $871,716. Walker Ridge Block 22, one bid. Equinor Gulf of Mexico LLC, $711,876. Walker Ridge Block 146, one bid. Equinor Gulf of Mexico LLC, $627,776. Walker Ridge Block 190, one bid. Equinor Gulf of Mexico LLC, $627,776. Walker Ridge Block 408, one bid. Chevron USA Inc., $631,321. Walker Ridge Block 459, one bid. Interdaco US Offshore LLC, $850,505. Walker Ridge Block 496, one bid. Chevron USA Inc., $631,321. Walker Ridge Block 502, one bid. Interdaco US Offshore LLC, $850,505. Walker Ridge Block 503, one bid. Interdaco US Offshore LLC, $4,010,505. Walker Ridge Block 504, one bid. Interdaco US Offshore LLC, $4,010,505. Walker Ridge Block 547, one bid. Interdaco US Offshore LLC, $1,001,505. Walker Ridge Block 548, one bid. Interdaco US Offshore LLC, $850,505. Walker Ridge Block 668, one bid. Chevron USA Inc., $631,321. And the last bid, Walker Ridge Block 712, one bid. Chevron USA Inc., $631,321. This concludes the bid reading for Gulf of Mexico Lease Sale 253. It will take several minutes for the bid results from this sale to be tabulated. You can stay tuned to the live stream, and when the numbers are available, We will come back on camera to announce the results.
Hello, I'm Barry Opio, Deputy Director for BOEM's New Orleans office. In today's Gulf of Mexico OCS lease sale 253, BOEM received 165 bids on 151 tracts. The total of high bids is $159,386,761, and the total of all bids is $174,922,200. 27 companies participated in the sale. Bidders, please stay on the BOEM website for your EFT report. It will be available on the same page you are viewing. The BOEM website will also be posting all the statistics for the sale on this same page. Thank you for joining us today for today's sale. Our next Gulf of Mexico sale is proposed to be held in the spring of 2020. It will be the sixth sale of the National OCS Oil and Gas Leasing Program for 2017-2022. We hope you will join us then. Remember, you can visit our website at boem.gov for more information about all our programs. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. From all of us at BOEM, have a wonderful day.